Welcome back to the channel. What you're about to hear isn't a conspiracy or rumor. A real engineer under oath says planes are being built with serious safety issues. It's about the planes we fly and the risks we face. Let's get into what he said. For years I raised red flags, writing memos, making reports, voicing concerns. Nothing changed. I escalated issues up to Boeing's top brass. Still, silence. I saw critical flaws and quality lapses that increased risk. Every time I spoke up, I was ignored and sidelined.
Thanks, Senator Hassan. Senator Hawley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for convening this hearing. Thanks to each of the witnesses for being here. Mr. Salapur, let me just start with you. I just want to back up and make sure I understand your testimony because it seems extraordinary to me. And I'm reading the letters that you've submitted from your attorney when you first contacted the FAA, when you contacted the committee. So my understanding is you worked on both the 787 and the 7777, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you identified major safety concerns with both of these lines, shall
Yes,
we
sir.
say. And you identified these to your superiors.
Yes, sir. I have written many memos time after time that we can provide.
Over a period of years, I think.
Yeah, this is like 3 years. For the 787, it's been 3 years of effort.
And so your concerns, who knew about your concerns? How far up the chain do you know that they went?
I have gone as high as Mark Stockton and Lisa Fall.
Here's the truth. These planes aren't built right. We're still struggling with core processes, misaligned parts, quick fixes, and band-aids. Every time I spoke up about the danger, I was pushed out. Over time, those stress points give out, just like bending a paperclip. Eventually something breaks. If you care about aviation truth, subscribe. I'll show you what others won't. It didn't stop with being ignored. They removed me from meetings, isolated me. Then they transferred me from the 787 line to the 777. When I kept raising alarms, the threats started. My boss demanded to know if I'd stay quiet. That's the price of speaking the truth inside Boeing.
And right after that, he came back to my desk and he like I said, he made the threat. And then after that, he says, "Are you in or are you out?"
Meaning what? Are you in and are you out with Boeing? I mean, are you going to be a good citizen and keep your mouth shut? Was that the implication?
That's how I can interpret that. He would walk by me and he said, "You better." Then he said, "I want you to write it in writing. Tell me, are you in or are you out?"
Put it in writing whether or not you were going to.
I'm in or out, and what that means, are you going to just shut up?
Right.
That's all.
That would be in. If you wanted to be in, you needed to be quiet. You needed to stop this. Don't say anything more. Certainly, don't tell the public.
That's how I interpreted it. But he told me to write it in writing. Then it is our responsibility to make sure that if we are causing the airplane to have increased risk factors, our job is to eliminate those risk factors.
Are these planes safe?
Right now, I would not. It's like an earthquake. The big earthquake is coming, but when that hits the building that let's say if you're talking of a building, have to be prepared to accommodate that type of a, let's say, shakeup. It has to be built properly. Right now, from what I've seen, the airplanes are not being built per spec and per requirement.
So your testimony is the 787 line and the 777. The 777 line are you think are not?
Well, they are doing stuff that increases the risk factors. Okay, when you increase the risk factors, it's not just one. You are doing stress concentrations. That those stress concentrations, like breaking a paper clip, you do it once or twice, it doesn't break, but it breaks at some time. As the plane gets older, all of these things that you took. You said it's not a safety issue, it becomes a safety issue.
And the company's response to you was to threaten you?
Threaten you, sideline you, transfer you.
You raised concerns about the 787, and so they transferred you to the 7777, right?
Well, yes. Initially, they just cut me off of all the meetings. They took my name out. And then, so I was just doing nothing. I wasn't informed of what. Then they transferred me. And they do it pretty stealthy. "Oh, we have a job over here. We want you to go over there." So they move you down there. And, I come from like 40 years of engineering background. So when I see, and I've taken a lot of stress classes, even though I'm not a specialist on that, but when there's a problematic area that you see, you can recognize.
I was waking up at 3 a.m. feeling like I was being stabbed. I needed psychological help to deal with the anxiety. That's what this retaliation did to me. Meanwhile, Boeing's CEO, Dave Calhoun, is walking away at the end of the year. How much is he getting paid? Millions. And all I wanted? Safer planes. All I tried to do was my job, protect the public.
And I'm trying to write it, and there was 10 emails. Just because I haven't received your email on this, send it to me, and this and that.
So then he's pressuring you. I mean,
Then
you've got
he's
to-
pressuring you. And then his manipulation even got further than that. You know, like, yeah, I'm trying to take a class on my own time that I have to flex the time. He wouldn't let me do that.
Oh.
You know, I have a doctor's appointment. He cancels my doctor appointment at the same day. I mean, you know, different manipulating
Retaliatory
different
behavior.
things to retaliate, to make your life miserable. And then, you know, I started talking to go somewhere else. You know, I mean, you know, you just try to escape from that because this is hell, you know, that I was subjected to. And then he threatens you with that. And really, with my background, you know, I've had some, you know, it's really has made me where 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm waking up with somebody stabbing me. You know, I'm still receiving psychological help to just get back on normal.
Well, it is unbelievable to me that in the midst of this safety crisis at this corporation, that what they're doing is threatening their own engineers whose job it is to help identify potential safety concerns. And rather than saying, you know what, you've got a point, we need to maybe do something about this, they're telling you to hide it, they're reassigning you, they're threatening you, they're trying to shut you up. In the meantime, I noticed this guy, Dave Calhoun, I think he's the CEO. I guess he's leaving at the end of the year. I wonder how much he's getting paid. I bet it's a lot.
Yes, it's a lot more than my pay grade.
I bet it's a lot more than your paycheck.
Yeah.
I bet it's a heck of a lot.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for holding this hearing. I think we're just scratching the surface here, but this is extraordinary. It's just extraordinary. Thank you.
This isn't just about loose bolts or stress fractures. It's about a culture where safety takes a backseat to speed and profit. The people trying to fix it, they get punished. Next time you board a plane, ask yourself, what kind of system lets this happen? Stay safe, stay informed, let's hold them accountable.